Okay. We should be live now. Can everyone hear me? Hopefully. Ooh, let me, There we go. How's everyone doing? So I'm still switching all my stuff around. Connor, hello from Washington. Spencer, what's going on? Goofy, yeah, I know, about time. I also partly moved the stream time lower so you could be in here, so you're welcome. Uh, Golden Cannon, yeah, it's been a while, about 7 months. Justin, how's it going? Vegan Bird, I'm good. Throat's a little torn up, but we'll survive. Military history, how's it going? Anything for you, Goofy. Anything for you. Hey, living day by day, thank you. Definitely appreciated. So, Deathlef, what do you recommend for artillery reenacting kepi or forage cap? Uh, I would personally, I'd have to say forage cap because that's mostly what was issued, unless you want to do a private purchase and then have a kepi. That's always a possibility, I guess. Um, they were just another branch of the army, so they got a lot of the stuff that the infantry did once, their artillery shell jackets were wearing out. They definitely didn't wear the light artillery dress shako by any means, so uh, personally, I would say forage cap. Vegan Bird, do we post on any other social media? Besides YouTube and Facebook, that's about it. I do have an Instagram that I do post some reenacting stuff and then just other, random life, personal life stuff, working on my truck, going to baseball games, stuff like that. But you're more than welcome to follow if you want to see weird stuff like that. Hey, what's going on, Rev? And day by day, that's awesome. Welcome to the hobby. Last chip, earplugs. Never wear them at events. And Goofy's recommendation of being in artillery for reenacting, join the infantry. How's it going, Jason? Johnny Howe, we do. There's a possible tactical in August for us over in Western Washington, and then there's going to be possibly just kind of a hoot and shoot over near Wallace, Idaho, and we're gonna hopefully do that completely all campaigned out. And there's the possibility that we could dig rifle pits on the property, so that'd be pretty cool. Death left. It depends on the impression. From what I know of, I'm not aware of any fully complete red caps worn by an infantry unit in the Union, or artillery or cavalry for that matter. You did have, your Zouave, your chasseur style uh, regiments out there, and sometimes companies that were, wearing the red fez, or they had red trimmed caps. But for the most part, it wasn't that common to see. Question: do you think that soldiers should go down when hit by artillery and reenacting? Absolutely, absolutely. I I personally don't know anyone that could withstand getting hit with a uh, what's the word I'm thinking of? Canister shot or round shot, or you know a percussion shell. Unless you're Superman, that's about it. So yeah, absolutely, people should take hits. Hey Justin, thank you. Yeah, I got my family crest and my sharpshooter's tattoo, so appreciate it. Yeah, cool vegan. It's just my first name and my last name from what I remember. Uh, yeah, just with underscores. So feel free to give me a follow, I guess. Hey, what's going on, Gaslight? Goofy, yeah. If we can do the rifle pits, let's do a burial detail. We can bury Severson. That's a good one, vegan. Yeah, I've seen dismounted cav just be right in front of cannons and not take hits. It's kind of sad. Last chip. So we do. We do live fire our sharps. Uh, Somewhat infrequently. I wish we could do it more. But we try to do everything pretty much by the military standard of the time. So we use 60 grains of double F GoX usually. I'm gonna start trying out different powders though, so like a Schutzen, and I'll kind of be playing more with the powder charge from there. So I know some guys when they do the competition shooting, they'll do double F of Schutzen at 37.8 grains and stuff like that. I don't have that accurate of a powder measure, and if I can get close to what I'm kind of aiming for, I'll be happy with that. Powder grain wise, um, that with 60 grains of powder, that's like I said, that's a combat cartridge. It's gonna be more accurate at, I feel, the standard combat distance. 100, 200 yards, where the sights are kind of set for already on the sharps without having to do any filing to the front sight blade, which most reproduction sharps have a very tall front sight. Seeing the originals, those things are nubbed over, and that could be from use, but I feel with the sharpshooters, they had the knowledge and the experience. They knew what they were doing. So, Connor, which in your opinion is the most common accurate product or reproduction firearm makers? Uh, I'd have to say the now defunct Euro Arms and Garrett Arms. Those guys were fantastic reproductions. And then from there, probably Pedersoli. But there's, unless you get it custom made, it's hard to find a true two-spec reproduction firearm from the Civil War. Jordan Mayo, what is the best place to get a Sharps? Wherever you can find the damn thing, whether it's a carbine or a rifle, those things, they come in waves, I've noticed. You know, you'll go 8 months on Gunbroker without seeing a single percussion Sharps. They're all cartridge, metallic cartridge. And then for a period of a month, maybe two, it just floods with percussion Sharps. So kind of just have to keep your eye out. Uh, check Cabela's, Dixie Gunworks, maybe some sutlers that have Sharps listed on their website, and just hound them. Once a month. Hey, any 1859 Berdan Sharps in? No? All right, cool. Call you next month. Hey, I know called last month, but any 1859 percussion Sharps? No? All right, cool. Then maybe one day you'll call at the right time and they'll have them. Blackjack, do reenactors shave their genitals or use deodorant? I definitely use deodorant. I don't like to smell. The first one, I'll just have to leave that up to the imagination and whoever wants to divulge that information. Last ship, absolutely. Black powder shooting is one of those just wild things where some things work for someone and other things don't work for the other. It's just personal preference, I guess. John of Arc, I was 8th Missouri Volunteer Cav for a while. That's awesome, man. That's cool. Kobe, just got my Wamba White Company Schuylkill Arsenal blouse kit in the mail the other day. Wish me luck on it. Definitely going to be using your videos to help me along. Hey, appreciate it, man. That's cool. That is absolutely awesome. They're a fun kit. Just take your time. If you get kind of stuck, frustrated a little bit, just kind of step away, take a breather, hit it the next day. So Vegan Bird. So I collect military boots and don't know where to get Civil War boots online. What Steven, or Goofy, is what I call him. Missouri Boot and Shoe, all the way. Absolute top of the line footwear for Civil War reenacting. Let's see, last ship. I'm firing 50 grains of Swiss in my Shiloh. That seems to be the best so far, but I haven't shot it much yet. Well, look forward to hearing more about it. Don't recommend shaving your balls with period correct material. Vegan, I'll take your word for it. That sounds rather uncomfortable. Justin, I do, yeah. The 150th Gettysburg, even though it was the GAC, the Farb one, it was just the sheer amount of reenactors was incredible. And seeing just massive units of mounted cav was beautiful. For local ones, though, I'd have to say, like the old Fort Stevens event, uh, our personal little company training event that we have, living history event at Fort Stevens every year is pretty cool. Except for the last 2 years, just because COVID. Or, I'd have to say just our personal training events. We go to a 3,500 acre ranch that's in central Washington, and some areas of it are wide open fields. Some of it are oak groves, and the rest are just pine forest, and it's absolutely beautiful there. Steven can attest. He's been there before, and it's wonderful. What do I think of American Civil War kits? I've actually used some of the videos or some of the products to do some of our leatherworking videos, like the holster and uh, the pistol ammo pouch. So I like them. They're pretty decent. Let's see. Well, welcome to the channel, John of Arc. Glad you find it cool. Jordan Mayo, I was on a long deployment and now finally heading home. I can't wait to get back into the hobby. I've been getting uniforms from Wamba White and Company. Any other recommendations for other uniform suppliers? Uh, Jordan, just kind of depends what you want. You know, if you want a frock, because well, it also depends on your impression. You know, if you're doing Union and you want a frock, Dan's gonna laugh at you, man. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, you can take a hike." He does not like doing frocks. He and I have had several long discussions about frocks and the intricacies, and usually while playing video games and try not to get murdered. But it's I would have to say Kyle Windall, Beauregard's Taylor comes up quite often. God, there's the guy in Gettysburg. I can't remember his name. It's not Cicala. Uh, Old timey rags, I believe. um, but there's a lot. Uh, for me, I mean, Wamba pretty much covers all the bases that I feel are required. You know, your underclothing, outer clothing, caps. Definitely Timony. His caps are beautiful, absolute top notch. So if you need a good cap, go through Timony, and then for footwear, Missouri Boot and Shoe. Uh, leather goods, Oldie Hanning, uh, or Kerry Davison, mycartridgeboxes.com. Absolute top notch. Johnny, I do not doubt that at all. We had one event so far this year, and it was all right. It was somewhat sizable, but definitely could have been bigger. Yeah, vegan. That's my issue with artillery. Is they wear so much red they could fit into Rev War. Just way too much red. Jason, as far as I know, they might be defunct. I haven't heard anything from them. There were people in Orange as well. That's interesting. Gaslight would have been the 150th Gettysburg. There were so many damn cannons. And I love artillery. I love cannons. They're big, they're heavy, and they make a big boom, and they cause a lot of destruction. I love cannons, but yeah, it would definitely have to be the 150th Gettysburg. That was absolutely the most artillery I've ever seen in my life. Patriot Piper, would you ever do a video on company level or section level drill, like moving in column into line and vice versa, or even firing drills in line or in skirmish? Absolutely, I would love to do that. It's definitely something I want to do. Uh, you know, I'd like to do it more from a bird's eye view and then kind of narrate over it. Uh, so you know, maybe have a ladder out and have someone standing there with a camera, kind of staring down, or kind of spend the big bucks and get a drone. But yeah, I've actually thought of the uh, the process of how to do that. So eventually, yes, we will. Johnny, yeah, dragoons. their color was orange for a while, so which I wholeheartedly approve because orange is my favorite color. So, see, Jordan. So I tried looking for videos about giving cadence while marching, but can't find anything. I wondered if they march saying left, right, or 1-2, 1-2. Is this correct? From my understanding, 1-2 was more of the period. The left, right didn't start until later. I guess it's a more modern military. Justin, thank you. Yeah, I got orange pillows. My truck is orange. My douche flute, as people call it, is orange. So vegan bird. I'm not sure. I'd have to ask my friend's dad. I wasn't part of it. I was just watching because I was staying the night at his house. I think I was 8 or 9. Feature Piper, yes! Yeah, absolutely, man. John of Arc, my friend gets a lot of his equipment from Fall Creek Sutler. Yeah, Fall Creek's good for entry level. Definitely no issue. L-Hop, have the boys from Company D ever thought of doing a civilian to recruit at events? We've talked about it. Honestly, it's the uniform though that. Oh, okay. Yes, we have talked about that. We would love to do it as kind of an instructional story video of how the men of the 1st and 2nd regiments would have enlisted. So instead of, having Jared or myself standing there, be like, "Oh, Company D, 2nd U.S. Sharpshooters," you'd see, you know, very loosely of how I've kind of pictured it. You'd see, you know, just a long line of the faces of Company D, kind of standing in line. Some guys looking anxious, some guys looking bored out of their mind, hearing gunshots, and it kind of panning over to someone firing a rifle from a bench or freehand, and having, you know, someone standing there with their field glasses and, hit, going through the loading process and, hearing, whether he passed or he failed, that kind of thing. It'd be really cool. We have Civil War, World War I, and World War II cannons. Hell yeah. Artillery is awesome. What do I think of the game War of Rights? I've played it very intermittently. It's fun. It's alright. For me, I play pretty toxic games online, so the lack of a better term, the shit talking doesn't really bother me, but it's just how some people try to really. The people that try to run units, they're the kind of people that they're just dickheads. That's the best way to put it. Hey, what's going on, Turnin? From time to time, we do eat period food. Vegan. The rations video has been so overdone and beaten to the ground. There's so many. Check out the Civil War Digital Digest. They have the absolute best videos on period rations and how to cook them. Or as Will Eichler says, what to do with it. Military history, that's cool. Hopefully you have a fun time there. Gaslight, I can't say I have, so. Let's see. Ninth Corps Union is recruiting for war rights. Largest Civil War Union regiment. We're active on the weekends. Join Clark's Battery, 9th New York, 51st Pennsylvania, or 28th Massachusetts. Might have to look into that. Patriot. I'll let you know. Yeah, of course, man. Of course I ate all that. Favorite Civil War battle or favorite video games? I don't know. I think I've been asked this question before on my favorite Civil War battle, and I personally just have to say all of them because they were all unique and intricate in their own ways, and certain things happen on either side that are really fascinating, really moving, inspiring, sad, comical, even. So, uh, yeah, I can't say I have a favorite Civil War battle. And then video games, oh god, I have something like 3,600 hours logged in DayZ. I like Rainbow Six Siege a lot, World of Warships. So, yeah. Casey's manual is absolutely superior. Anyone who says different is a liar. The farthest I've traveled for an event all the way across the country, from Spokane, Washington to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I'll have to look up a Picacho Peak. Don't think I've heard that one. Oh, 1862. Casey's is just simplified Hardee's. That's really all it is. Spencer, hopefully we can swing it in the next couple years. That'd be pretty cool. Next summer would be ideal, but kind of just depends on everyone's work, time schedules, financial situations. So I'll definitely let you know though. I'll shoot you a message. Hey, what's going on, Medlin Yankee? See, I'm stuck reenacting the Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee region. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. At least you can reenact. That's all that matters. The Prussian drill manual is 110% discipline. Absolutely. Andrew, Sid Meier's Gettysburg. I can't say I have. Also, Andrew, how have you been? It's been a while. Got yourself a new subscriber now? Hey, sweet. Thanks, John. For Gillum's shoulder arms to the Hardee's one. Trying to remember what Gillum's is. This is kind of what we assume is the more modern version of shoulder arms. Sorry, my brain has been fried the last couple weeks, ever since we had 115-degree weather over here, so if I'm a little slow, forgive me. Hey, Kelsey. How'd the mini shoot? Fantastic. Had a bunch of just kind of junk powder, and I wanted to see how it'd shoot and push a ball out, and actually it worked Worked pretty damn well, to be honest. Goofy, you shut your mouth. The best manual is Casey's. Meddled and Yankee, that's awesome, man. Congratulations on almost finishing it. Andrew, for this one, I kind of had to go through 2 different iterations of getting the live stream up. Mainly just because, scheduling conflict, and then I set it to where the chat was not available, and now here we are, so that could be why. I'll have to do some digging, see if I can fix it up a little bit. My preferred bayonet, angular or blade. If I actually want to kill someone, the angular bayonet, Jordan. If I just want a bayonet for looks and show, sword, the bladed bayonet. Those things are just ridiculous. Now, what if, and I'm just saying, what if someone showed up to a reenactment with an 1841 Dreise needle rifle? I would freak out and want to hold that damn thing. We actually have a member in the unit who has a Dreise, and an original Dreise, and it is so cool. So I've seen people talk about period currency and how I should carry it if I become a reenactor. Do y'all actually use it at events, or is it just for show? Just for show. We'll kind of gamble in Company D, and we'll use period correct money, or Private Severson and I will slap box or box each other, and the money comes out then too. So Andrew, how do you like the Era's Gone bullet molds? Need to get one myself. I mean, the Baker rifle, Goofy, is just the best muzzle loading rifle around. I mean, they're awesome. Gaslight, I have not been to Perryville yet, but I hope to eventually. Uh, you just had to ask my question. My thoughts on the lost cause of the Confederacy. I mean, we're 156 years after the Civil War, and how the South will rise again. Well, tick tock. Pitter patter, let's get at her. Come on. If I get promoted past captain, you will force yourself into a Confederate Lancer impression. Well, Dean, I will avoid staff as much as possible. I will always be in some capacity in the company. However, I will get a staff officer's coat made, and I will put these sharpshooter colonel's bars on that son of a bitch, and I will parade around every so often wearing these. So one day there will be the occasional Colonel Whitehall, but until then, nothing official. Yeah, Goofy. If you get one, I'd love to I'd love to shoot a baker if you ever get one. Jordan, yeah, I mean, welcome to the government, man. They're gonna reuse junk until it's spent. I mean, sack coats from the Civil War were still being used out on the plains, so yeah, Spencer, I love Letterkenny. My early birthday at my family's bar, just because some really close friends there aren't going to be there for my birthday in a couple weeks, so we kind of did a Letterkenny themed birthday party for me. It was absolutely hilarious. I wore a dress the entire night last night, so it's also partly why I'm kind of nasally and my voice is kind of because it was karaoke night at the bar and I like rock and metal too much. I sang Let It Go from Frozen doing death metal vocals. It was hilarious. But yeah, love Letterkenny. Oleg, how's how is Ukraine? I'm gonna assume this evening, late night for you. Let's kick some Yankee ass. Yeah, I don't kick Yankee ass. I kick Reb ass. So. Oh my God, nation divided. Yeah. Joan of Arc. Holy hell, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Colonel Whitehall. It sounds a little terrifying. Andrew, the molds are great. They're made by Lee Molds under contract to them. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to pick some up. I mean, yeah, man. Welcome, again, welcome to the government, you know? They'll push old shit out as much as possible. Interested in any other time periods other than Civil War? If you see... See, I have to wait for the video to kick in, or I could just open up OBS. So if you see this coat right here in my closet, as well as this pair of trousers, that is Africa Corps, and that is my M36 dress tunic for World War II reenacting. And I might also be getting into Rev War thanks to Steven on here, you bastard. So yes, I'm definitely interested in more periods than just Civil War. Yeah, Medlin Yankee. I'd love to. Spencer, yes we did. Oleg, that's awesome. How's the soccer drama going? Shadowrunner, yeah, I do remember that. I was tired and drunk as hell. And yeah, Nikki's in the chat somewhere, lurking as always, laughing at funny responses, I'm sure, as always. Gonna be 100% honest right now, your name does sound badass and very fitting when your first sergeant introduces you in a video. I've always loved my last name. It's very English and very proper sounding. I guess that's the best way to put it. The most absurd impression I've seen at a reenactment. Yeah. So down in Oregon, there was a guy walking around in war paint and moccasins and a loincloth, and it was joked he was dances with stereotype. We've had a couple military observers, but the impressions were done pretty damn well. So, Jordan, how did I get the rank now? Just time, dedication, putting in hard work, and being an officer that I my impression as an officer is I'm modern terms is Mustanger. I came up from the ranks. I know the struggle of the enlisted men and just always leading from the front and doing everything that I'd ask my guys to do. Yeah, Goofy, shut the hell up. I can sound proper sometimes. And yeah, Oleg, yeah, I do Krauts. So, check out the Battle of Whitehall, December 62, North Carolina. Alright. If it took place in Currituck County, Spencer, or near Currituck County, Wayne County, okay. Oh wow, that was a ways away from Currituck. My family mostly settled in Currituck when they came to the colonies. Before my ninth great grandfather renounced our nobility and fought for the colonies. Thought in Gods and Generals, oh my god, all the slaveholders are actually against slavery. Gods and Generals is Southern propaganda. Dean, I mean, I can be a gentleman when I have to be. For the most part, I'm a hellraiser just like the rest of Company D. Yeah, the Confederate Army, for a rebel citizen army, they weren't the bubbas people think. They weren't, Jim Bob with his one tooth, fighting for his possum and, having a dead raccoon for a cap and, going around with his pappy shotgun that he was killing Brits with. It's like, no, they were an army. So, you live a mile from Whitehall. I need to do some research into Whitehall then, North Carolina, because that's where my family initially settled. So I wonder if it's was named after someone in my family or something like that. It's not a common name uh, for a place or even a last name. So I portray them just to reinforce stereotypes that, and I'm an artist, Nikki King. Hey, I mean, someone's got to do it, right? I won't hold it against you. Playing the banjo as he charged, drinking apple juice with a straw. I'd love to see that. Mary Rope. I do both sides, and I'm a camp follower. Hey, that's an awesome impression. Not many people do that, so that's cool. Vegan, I have no idea. I'll have to look into that. It's called Seven Springs now. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Spotter? tar spotter. It's it's going quite well. Just trying to beat the heat and just having a good time chatting with you guys. It's been way too much. Yeah, too much of a lapse. I'm really bad, so I'm not gonna say anything about next stream will be this time, and it'll just give me more time to surprise you guys and do these more often. So, but it's going well. How are you, Jordan? Yeah, the old reenactors, the overweight. Yes, it's a hobby. Yes, if you are 350 pounds and you want to wear wool and get out on the field, more power to you. I know some guys that have lost a lot of weight because of reenacting. They realize like, oh God, like I can't keep doing this. Weighing X amount of weight. I got to work at it, and they've lost weight for reenacting, and they've lost weight from reenacting. I mean, I weigh what 160 pounds normally, and I come back from a reenactment and I weigh you know 153. Just the amount of running we do and the sweating, and I don't eat much at events, so that also plays into it. So yeah, for people who do that, it's awesome. But yes, it is rude, but it's also not wrong. There weren't really that many fat soldiers in the Civil War, especially with the amount of calories they were eating in a day. But at the same time, hey, it's a hobby. Let's do it. I don't care how much you weigh. If you can keep up in the sharpshooters, or if you can keep up on the field in a different unit, more power to you. We hear about Bloody Bill Anderson's Missouri guerrilla fighters, but nobody seems to portray them. Yeah, I think it's mostly because, Dean, there's the kind of uh war crimes are gonna happen no matter what in war, right? And I think it's a little bit of people don't like to portray the dark side of war, even though war is a dark thing. You're human beings killing other human beings is not a good thing. But war crimes are kind of a shady part of that. Shadowrunner, I agree, man. Rev, so the missus wanted to know that since I'm joining y'all in Michigan next year, if I should join your organization, thus you can start ordering me around already. I mean, you're in our Discord, dude. Like, I mean, well, I need to add you to our Facebook group, like the actual Company D Facebook, so you can see what all goes on with us. If I haven't already. So, uh, shoot me a message or DM me Discord or Facebook, and I'll get you hooked up on that. I maintain that Gods in General is similar to Heaven's Gate. Both beautifully shot and inaccurate with its clothing and sets, trash history, and a mediocre plot. Yes. I agree with that 100% Gaslight. That is probably the best version of Gods and Generals I've heard, or description. Let's see. I love how each war the U.S. fight, it helps prepare for the next. The U.S. Civil War to the Indian War to the Span Am. Yeah, I mean, war is an evolutionary thing. It just we find better ways to kill each other for the next war. It's so wonderful. Big quotations, wonderful. Is it true you need a heart condition or similar problem to be in the second? Yeah, Shadowrunner, absolutely. We joke that we're the broke dick brigade. All of us, we're all completely broken physically, mentally, one way or another. So yeah, Spotter, if money wasn't an option, what would you add to the sharpshooters? Absolute top of the line everything. I would buy for our loaner gear. I would buy all Wamba stuff, or go through Casmar or Windall and have green frocks made, chastimony caps, uh, 10 Pedersoli Berdan sharps, all with bayonets, top of the line leathers, top of the line brogans for footwear. We'd have it all, money or being an issue or not. Yeah, that's what I'd want. Apothecary, Candy Boy's doing well. He has himself a little girlfriend now, so that's a thing. And he's doing pretty good besides punching holes in his oil pan while out driving in central Washington. Yeah, Steven, or Goofy, absolutely, man. I'd have to agree with that. Speaking of war crimes, where be the Sherman impressions? I want to do a Sherman's bummer impression one of these days. I think it'd be so much fun. Let's see, what do you think about having a war journalist that basically reported on battles and interviewed soldiers after the fact about their impressions and units? At the end of the day, the reporter would type up a page or so and publish it and hand it out the next day. I think that'd be fantastic. That'd be really cool. That'd be, yeah, I'd be so for that. Also, I'm a dirty Kiwi who learned everything about your group from Nikki. I mostly know more about World War I and World War II. Hey, nothing wrong with being a dirty Kiwi. Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, in Jordan, it to me the Geneva conventions is more the Geneva suggestions. So I'm right there with you. America has solid tactics. If they don't know what they are doing, that is so damn true, man. That, yeah, yeah, I, yeah, and yes, I've seen Heaven's Gate Gaslight. It's interesting. Uh, Andrew, nah, not a battery or artillery for support. I'd nah. I'd get the sharpshooters looking fantastic. I'd get us looking fabulous. Let's put it that way. Well, I mean, Benjamin Butler, though, he was a general. That's what was that? Chamberlain says in Gettysburg. He's a general. He can do anything. Uh, Better than being an Aussie. Yeah, I mean, Shadowrunner. Hell yeah. Like looking at what the Kiwis did in First and Second World War, they were absolutely more insane than the Aussies, and Aussies were insane already. So you out crazy the crazy, you're already gonna earn a special place in my heart. If I had all the money in the world, I'd build a little wooden fort stockade like the ones in the frontier just for training. See, so we've talked about that in the sharpshooters. If we could get away, yeah, like if we won the lottery, we'd buy everyone in the company top of the line gear. We'd have top of the line gear for loaner. We'd buy a secondary impression for everyone, but then we'd also buy property. And we could landscape it to how we wanted. And then have our own reenactments, our own rules and laws of the land. And it would be so cool. I'd love to do it. And Dean, I really want to do a World War I Marine impression just because I have a 1911 made in 1917. I have the Model 97 trench gun, and I have a 1903 Springfield. I want to do World War I Marine. I already do World War II German, so. And yeah, Goofy. That Zouave scheme's gonna happen, man. Small bathtub, let's try. And yeah, Shadowrunner Gallipoli, that was. Yeah, the Anzacs at Gallipoli, they got bent over 10 ways to Sunday on that. It's just absolutely tragic what happened at Gallipoli. Goofy, yeah. You'll definitely have to shoot my trench gun sometime. It's fun. There's no plug in it either, and it can slam fire, so 7 shells of 12 gauge, just hold the trigger down, just keep pumping until it stops. Reading the stuff from my granddad had. It really had some good stories, as well as seeing how everything developed. Yeah, Gallipoli is one of those really, like in certain circles, it's very held very near and dear, and then some others it just gets glanced over. It's kind of sad. Reenactments with a raid on a train supply depot. That'd be cool. I wish I could join you guys, but I'm too far away. Just move to Washington State. No big deal, right? Just move most of the way across the country. Be easy, right? Sleepover. Dirty Billy or uh, Timoni on Facebook. So, Goofy, it doesn't have the bayonet lug, the shroud. My great grandfather took that off, but we still have it. So, apothecary. Um, just wear them. Heavily oil them first, and then wear them. The oil will kind of soak into the leather, make things a little more supple and soft, and it'll help a lot. One reenacting field I want to do that isn't done much is the U.S. It's the 45 Jacobite stuff. Hell yeah. Thinking moving to Texas or Florida. Hell yeah. Heaven's Gate's making a comeback. Oh boy. Oh joy. And sorry for all the yawning, guys. I just slept like utter crap last night, so. And I have yet to eat today because I'm holding out on a barbecue. That's why I completely spaced that. I had a barbecue to go to later today, so that's why the scheduling kind of changed on us. What would be my dream dress uniform if I could get it tailored? Reenacting sense, it'd have to be either a full 5th or 146 Zouave impression or a Veteran Reserve Corps. Just the light blue to me seems really cool. Shadowrunner, it'd be cool to meet you sometime, man. But yeah, definitely the joys of living on islands in the middle of the Pacific. But eh, gotta do what you gotta do. Really, Goofy? Branch Davidians reenacting. That's a real hot impression. A real fire impression, if you get what I mean. Are most of the second from Eastern or Western Washington? We're pretty much equal, equally split. You know, we got Idaho, Eastern Washington, Western Washington, Southwestern Washington, Montana. So we're kind of all over, honestly. Just asking, but have you ever thought of doing both federal and Confederate? Because I do both sides of reenacting. Eventually, yeah. Eventually, I'll have a uh, multiple impressions for Civil War. Just kind of change it up. What if what if you were sent a Victorian era British Army Scottish officer's basket hilted broadsword in the mail? If I was sent one of those, I would hang it up on my wall and would love the hell out of it because those are absolutely awesome swords. It'd be pretty damn cool. Let's be honest. I would definitely do a video on opening that thing up. Have you ever seen Union Veteran Reserve Corps, aka the soldiers in all light blue? Yeah. Um, the guy who started our unit actually had a Veteran Reserve Corps officer's uniform. That's kind of what got me interested in wanting to do the impression. Be part of a Scottish army, wear a kilt, go commando, teabag them for added comedy. Their last moments won't be pleasant. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, what's going on, Shane? Hey, if I'm the man, you're the man too. Thoughts on Bernard Cornwell? I mean, hell of an author. That's for damn sure. Sometimes he gets his facts a little skewed, but always makes for interesting reads. Let's see, so what do I think of the counties wanting to secede and join Idaho? So there's pretty much most of Eastern Washington, including the county I live in, wants to break off from Western Washington. And so with that, uh, some there's talk of wanting to join Idaho, and then there's talk of wanting to create our own state called Liberty, which would include also parts of Eastern Oregon. Uh, eh. I mean, I love Washington State. Our politics, without going into a political talk, is varied. You know, the western side's more blue, eastern side's more red. We have more agriculture. West side's a little more commercial, industrial, technological, that kind of stuff. So it really comes down to what works for either side of the state. You know, a lot of the taxes we have in the state go towards the western side versus the eastern side, just because more population, more heavy travel on the roads, that kind of stuff. If it happens, it happens. I'm not really going to care either way. So it's my way of staying very neutral. I mean, politically, I already try to stay very neutral. So I have friends on both sides of the aisle, and I like to keep friends. I don't try to let politics judge who I hang out with. Unless, you're a National Socialist, a Nazi, or something like that, then you can go to hell. I wish I could reenact as a Berdan sharpshooter, but I can't because I live in Georgia and I'm in Sherman's army. Hey, I mean, you can always do the impression just because, Don't let it hold you back just where you live. I think the Hardy, when it's done as the dress hat, when it's dressed up, looks great. And I think when it is styled, it looks great. But when you just have the black hat undressed, you look like the Quaker Oats guy, in my opinion. No doubt Nikki will force me into watching more second stuff. Was cool hearing how, despite your problems, heart, heads, whatever, you appear to be one of the most professional groups. We try. We definitely try. You know, you got to make up for your shortcomings somehow. So, as someone in northern Idaho, I think that the state should keep their own counties. Yeah, I mean, the states were created for a reason. So, just keep them whole. Maybe just try to work out the politics in the state or for each state, so it just works out better. So, don't blame me. I voted for Stephen Douglas. Random story. We did a small group event where there was 2 companies of Confederates and 3 companies of Federals. We, Feds, started singing Battle Cry of Freedom to taunt us as they sung their version of it. That's awesome. We sang Union Dixie, they sung their Dixie, we sang Marching Through Georgia. They shut up after that. Hell yeah! Way to go. It's a good way to... Hell yeah. Daniel, of course they want to call it Liberty. Yep. Yeah, I've seen petitions for it, and they're like, oh, would you like to sign the petition to split Washington in 2? I'm like, nah, I'm good, thanks. Keep Washington whole. Just work it out to where we get not shafted over here in eastern Washington. We have some roads that need to be fixed. Bad. And yeah, Shane, dress Hardy is the only way to go with a Hardy. Let's see, Midland Yankee. I like to do Berdans. It's on my list. It's a fun impression. I'm glad you picked up on that Shadow Shadowrunner on shortcomings. I kind of had to take a little shot at a turning, a little shot. It can't be a big one. I had to crush her. That was really mean. Sherman had sharpshooters, but not Berdan. He had at least 2 sharpshooter companies of Ohio sharpshooters. Yes, that he did. There was also the 66th Illinois, known as Burge's Western Sharpshooters, armed with Henry repeating rifles, which aren't really the best at sharpshooting, but sharpshooters were also used as skirmishers, and that volume of fire, you can definitely skirmish with that. My Henry is leaning up against a wall, and you can lay down some hate and discontent with that thing in a very quick amount of time. Who makes the veterans uniform for the Veteran Reserve Corps? Let's see. I know Brian White from Wamba White and Company. He's made one. Pretty much any custom clothing maker, you can get a pretty good one. She will rise to the occasion, just a little tired. That happens. I mean, granted, for her to rise to the occasion, maybe a box or a step stool. Okay, so Turnin, you remember Donnie, right? Moore, the tall kid that falls in with us at Cheney, or the Spokane events. So if you're fun sized because you're not short, would he be king sized because he's the tallest in the company at like 6'6", and then we're just like everyone else in the company is just regular store bought? Jordan, yeah, their jackets are amazing. I really, really want to get one. Yeah, sleepover. You're absolutely correct. They like the wide brim hats more in the Western theater. Of course, DC can't be a state. That's communism. There's reasons for it. Some I understand, some I don't. See, next time the WCWA does Atlanta campaign event, I need to convince Chris to let us portray Company K of the 12th Wisconsin. Hell yeah, do it. I'll help you. I'll help you convince him. Can't wait to see some doofus bring some kind of wall rifle to a Civil War event. I'm sure it's already happened, we just haven't seen pictures of it yet. Shorty won't even come up to my shoulder, she's a midget to me. 192. So I'm a monster to her. It's all good, man. Metric makes sense. Imperial sometimes makes sense. It's just... Luckily, I can do the conversions in my head pretty quick, so... Eh. We tried. We tried metric, like, back in the 80s, and it failed horribly. Which do you prefer, the 61 Springfield or the 63 contract Springfield? 63 contract. Just a little more simplified. Not a wall rifle, but we had Jingles show up to Cheney with some sort of revolving carbine of 45. What the hell? That's right, he did. And it was chambered in 45 long Colt? Man, that guy is so weird. Hey, what's going on, Romo? Doing pretty well. I'm having Beauregard's tailor make me a full Army of the Tennessee uniform while Dirty Billy makes the cap. I need to stop burning through my deployment money. I mean, that's what deployment money's for, right? Bad decisions? Bad financial decisions? I mean, either way, the dude's kind of a weirdo, so... I don't... like, I don't know, man. With Jingles, I don't think... Like, not to assume mental illnesses or mental capacities, but I don't think he's all there in the head. It's just, he's a... you know. It is what it is. Alright, man. Have a good one. I'll probably be on for another 40 minutes or so, so if you're back in that time, look forward to hearing from you. If not, till next time. What if I showed up in Company A, 31st Virginia Militia uniform from 1st Manassas? That'd be cool. I'm trying to remember exactly what that militia uniform looked like. I ordered to go to metric. We have to kill everyone over 30. Daniel, if we kill everyone over 30, I mean... there go some key players in Company D. I'm trying to look out for my own reenacting rifle. But what is the best for both sides, Enfield or Springfield? It depends on the impression. Not every Union unit was issued Enfields, but not every Confederate unit captured Springfields, and not every Confederate unit was issued Enfields. Some had Lorenzes or 42 Springfields. Kind of just depends on the impression you want to do, or impressions you want to do. Check out Our Connection with Savannah, A History of the 1st Battalion, Georgia Sharpshooters by Russell K. Brown. Very good book. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that, Shane. In fact, copy. Screen is bright. There we go. Now I can look it up. Do you do airsoft events based on specific wars, like the ones like at reenactments, but with airsoft? I haven't done airsoft in almost 13 years, so I can't say I do. Dean, I figured it was the colonial uniform. I just didn't want to say anything and just assume. Do we do reenactments? Do we run into weirdos in the woods or in the field? Oh yeah, absolutely. Like Steven or Goofy and I were talking about. We have a guy who is a little touched, and he's he's definitely an odd character, to put it very nicely. um I don't want to be too mean about it. He's just beats to his own drum. That's the best way to put it. Um, 32. What is my favorite style of cap, Jordan? Dress hardy, forage cap, the short chasseur style kepi, and the Whipple. I love the Whipple hat. The thing is so god awful and amazing. A interesting fellow. Yes, yes, he is. Oh, vegan! Come on, you gotta tell some stories now. Yeah, Goofy. So he tried to join the 79th at Cheney, and they said no because he basically didn't want to wear any of their loaner gear, and said that like what he had on and with him was already good enough. It's like that. No, bud. Nah. There we go. Yeah, I had to push some creepy folk off my property today, so I was wondering if y'all ran into some weirdos. Oh yeah, we run into weirdos all the time. What do you think? Early pre-war Shako caps. Shakos are awesome. I want a Shako so bad. Yeah, Shane wheel hats are pretty cool too. Goofy, he got dismounted by, or he got dismounted. He got rejected by everyone. Cause like once he didn't want to wear a uniform, he said no. I got a few myself. Deep core country Texas can be bad shit. I mean, any deep everywhere can be interesting. Washington State, you go kind of up in the mountains north of me, it gets a little weird. Hey, what's going on, Owen? See, did anyone pick up one of those U.S. issue Snyder blankets from South Union Mills? I'm thinking of getting one, but $200+ is a lot for me right now. I haven't needed to get a blanket for a while, so I really have no need to. So, Jordan, in a way, yes, but no. If you starch a forage cap, they actually stick up like a Shako. Uh, from what I understand, initially when they were first issued in like '58, they were issued starched, so they looked Shako-esque, but the starch quickly wore out and they kind of just crumpled. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure if that's completely true. So, have I seen anyone put braiding on forage caps? Not that I know of. Or at least I haven't seen it. I'm sure it's been done or possibly was done, so. I finally got with the first section and I can't look at mainstream artillery the same, right? Mainstream artillery is eh. One time I went camping. I live in Lawrence County, Kentucky, which is right beside Fort Gay, West Virginia. I was asleep when I saw someone get in my bag. I was peeking from a slit. What? That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, here, let me sell my blanket for 600. I hope no one has bought that damn blanket. If someone has, I will be sorely disappointed in them. He got out some of my strawberry hardtack, took a bite, his dentures broke and fell out, and he took off running. What the hell? That is crazy. God, people are weird. Owen, we're doing good. We've been growing, so that's always a plus. I went to a mainstream event where the CS Marines were running artillery and they were wearing felt jackets from Halloween costumes and sunglasses. Ew. I mean, Confederate Marines running artillery? Somewhat accurate. Somewhat. The rest of that, Got a creepy hunting camping story. Romo, let's hear it, man. If you can survive in West Virginia mountains, you can survive anywhere. Hey, just remember, if you hear banjos, paddle faster. Story time. One time at an event, they allowed ramrods and one guy forgot to remove it. Needless to say, he lost 3 fingers and the rod wedged into a nearby tree, almost missing the guy's head. Holy crap. That's not terrifying. Yeah, like, I would love to see rammers at events. I really would. Same time, no. But just depends how well people get trained. You're at Huntington, there's always a bunch of guys in the Walmart Civil War costume. Yeah, go figure. Andy has a story of someone leaving their ramrod in a musket. Want to hear a spooky story from Deep Core, Texas? Yeah, Roma, let's hear it. First time the field hospital is actually used. I'm not doubting that in the least there, Jordan. That's pretty crazy. Of course, now that you guys are talking about blankets, I'm on South Union Mills checking out their blankets. And my baby sister texted me. Okay. Crazy kid being a crazy kid. Owen, I wish. I wish I was going to Rosecrans. There are some people of our acquaintance who would hesitate having black powder around them. Least of all, tanners. Went to a private event that allowed rammers, no accidents, but a couple people got really pissed and tried to call off the battle. Nobody listened. Yep. Oh, yeah. I should have been carried to the field hospital when my ankle got murked. Yeah, so fun story. First reenactment since 2019 for Civil War, and I nearly break my ankle back in May. End of May. That was great. So most of our folk know what a shadow walker is, and the local legend states that there are hikers or hunters who died out there and just repeat what their last routine was before death. So I went out camping with some mates, about 8 of us. Full campsite, big tent, fire pits, hunting, cooking, etc., etc., acting like a full field camp. I'll look up shadow walkers as well. 'Cause why not? My friend left a sealed can of black powder in my wooden fort's fireplace. I lit a fire not knowing it was there and it exploded, and the only thing had was a cup of McDonald's Coke and a full bladder. I survived with no injuries. That's not terrifying at all. I'm sure that woke you up. Had one guy at an event almost blow my ear off when he shot over my shoulder with a frickin' blunderbuss. What the hell? Those should not... people are dumb. God, people are dumb. One night after some spooky shit, aka my mate saw a spirit on one of the hills. Damn. I need to go to Deep Core, Texas. Shane, you want to come with? We left our fire watch out with his rifle like normal. I do, because coyotes and other things. Yeah, makes sense. And of course, Goofy's gonna bring a blunderbuss to an event, because why not? I'm in my tent with a 12 gauge Mossberg. Go to fuck off. There was some guy preaching about being cognizant about muzzle awareness. Of course, why is it some of the guys that are always the preachy type when it comes to being super safe with firearms are usually the most unsafe jackasses at an event? Like, it never fails. It never fails. I hear the guy who's awake say silently, "Derek, is that you taking a piss out there?" I hear him say, "What the fuck?" You know, sleep paralysis. Oh yeah. Sleep paralysis, I've experienced a few times. It is weird. Yep. Yeah, I've been there, Romo. It's interesting, to say the least. Oh, that's crazy, Romo. Holy hell. It's definitely one of those, pucker factor moments. Rev, I bet that, I'm sure that was, painful for her. So when it was the first event, they make all the noobs rub gunpowder on their face. But one of the kids' dad didn't think it was good enough, so they made him rub tobacco spit with gunpowder on his face. Cleared his sinuses. Oh my god. Like, the whole, like, rubbing gunpowder on the face on newbies is, to me, just so weird, but the tobacco spit, that's just... ugh. Scrolling with my feet. My chonies. Fucking trespasser. Same friend tried to shoot a slug round through a fixed in keyword. Tried. At the 10, I see the shadow guy walking down the trail. I level my shotgun, aim at him, blast 2 shells, rounds went right through. Damn. That's crazy, man. It's definitely something you don't hear that often. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoy them, Jordan. I really do need to do them more often. It's just whenever I plan on it, I sometimes forget or something comes up. I get too busy, so I'll definitely try and have them happen more often. Scary reenacting stories? Not scary, not creepy, just kind of cool. Kind of cool stuff like that. So, also military history. I just realized that uh your icon is Großdeutschland, which gotta gotta represent, you know. um, we definitely have some interesting stories, but I don't have enough time to really talk about all of them because I probably gotta get heading out to a family barbecue at 4:30 before too long, so I'll probably have to end the stream in about 15 minutes or so. So, Romo, I might have to try going to deep Texas and seeing what I can shake out, so to speak. I was doing my annual 2-week camp when I was in the New York Army National Guard, and this major from the staff was bringing some civilian women to her gun position while we were in a fire mission and lit up. Dear God, that is ridiculous. Yeah, my Amosaurus was not a happy camper. I wouldn't be a happy camper. You don't do that. You do not do that. Let's see. Yeah, Goofy. When we do our living histories down in Astoria at Fort Stevens, like you're more than welcome to fall in, come with us. We do stuff like that there, so always wonder why the Confederates couldn't use the same ranks as US. I understand they want to be different, but come on. Yeah, the bars and then the stars instead of the shoulder boards. Yeah, it it's weird. Makes no sense. And yeah, Romo, I'd love the advice. Or if you go to our website and my email's on there, let's start chatting email. Maybe can have a guest. Yours truly join you one of these times. Can't say why, cuss jinxes and such, but always be armed with a gun in hand at all times. 2, keep a lit fire at all times. And 3, travel in packs of 5 or more at all times. Okay, I'll definitely keep that in mind. Never leave camp after dark. Yeah, or Roma, if you got Discord, feel free to jump in there. In fact, Spencer, I need to get back to you about your message to me on Discord. which I will do right now. And Rev, sounds like we're all going to Texas. Yep, Company D's rolling in hot. Thanks for showing us the GDM-36 tuna. Can you do videos on my World War II impressions? Yeah, I might do it on my own personal YouTube, just because obviously we have this more geared towards Civil War. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, Romo. Let me pull up our Discord link. And post that here. See. 2 years later, came under artillery fire from a unit 3 miles behind us, was driving a 2.5 to... Holy crap, Andrew. That would be terrifying. That just... God. Accidents happen in training too, but dear God, that... Ugh, terrifying. So I had a man gift me a small lead ball he dug out of a battlefield, but I couldn't figure out what it belonged to. It's a lead bullet with a spike at the end. Jordan, if you go to our website, email me a picture of that. I'm kind of curious now. Or if you want, add me on Facebook, and we can chat on Messenger there, and I can get a better look at it for you. And Roma, hell yeah. Welcome to welcome to hell. Yeah, Jordan, of course. The Discord's there for any of the subscribers. It can get a little crazy. You know, it's not YouTube videos level of professionalism. It's just all of us being ourselves. So everything's usually kept in fairly good nature, though. There's some really strange traditions out there. They said the powder was bad. One of the gun chiefs was turning his gun around to do counter battery fire. Good God. Gotta make peace with the local hicks and give them a gift and whatnot. Biggest one of all is if you feel it's unwelcome. Interesting. Blast it and quickly. Thank you. So the small lead bullet might be part of the canister or shrapnel shot. It has a little nail running through it. That, yeah, it's definitely a possibility. It certainly was done. God, I just can't imagine a lead ball with a nail hitting you. Like, that thing's got to be spinning. It's gonna hit. It's gonna tear. It's gonna shred. I. What Civil War misconception bugs you the most? That the war was fought solely to end slavery. Yes, that was one of the primary goals. I am not going to deny that. But it was also to preserve the Union. Like, it that's why it was fought, but everyone had different reasons for fighting, so yeah, it's just I don't know, there's so many misconceptions, and some of them I really enjoy, and some of them just drive me up the wall. Um yeah, it's just I don't know, there's a few. It's called A Very Bad Day That Will Be Very Short Day Very Quickly. Yeah, no kidding. What is the worst Farb I've seen? Oh God, we don't have enough time for that. Romo, Farb is anything that is not period. Uh, Me wearing my Civil War uniform with my sunglasses and this on a string clipped around, hanging off my hip, and me using this as my canteen. This would be Farb, as well as my sunglasses. Just stuff that's non-period, being Farby. So yeah. No one also really knows where the term Farb came from. There's so many variations, like far it be from period accurate, and Farb coming from the German word Farbe, which is color, colorful, and again, there's just so many hearsay. Yeah, Rev, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, when you wear tiger stripes to a Civil War reenactment. Picture Johnny Reb with an AK-47. Yeah, Romo. Yeah, it's just a fun acronym. Yeah, blue jeans. That's always a fun one. Yeah, Brandon F did do a video on what Farb is, and Jared and I did a video on our top 10 Farbs that drive us absolutely nuts. Yeah, that Conan video. God, that video was so damn funny. Yeah, aviators. Guess what? Get Fogsh? Get Fogsh? Uh, enlighten me. I want to learn something today. What is it? Yeah, Andrew, I really hope uh, to do more variations of that video and do it with the other members of Company D. Dress shoes for Brogans. Get the fuck out. Go shit happening. The dress shoe Brogans. When a Shadow Walker is the least of our worries. How's been recruitment going? We've been growing, man. We have been growing, Dalby. You would think COVID would kill us, and nah, if anything, it made more people bored and want to join us. All right, guys. Since it's about 4, I got a barbecue to be to at 4:30. I gotta call it quits on the stream, but I should be for those who are interested in joining our Discord. I'll post it up here again, and I should be home before too late. So if, I'll probably hop in the voice chat in Discord and chat it up with you guys that are in there. And there's the link again. But nah, it's been far too long. I really enjoyed talking with you guys. Some great laughs, great questions, great conversations with you all. So uh, drink plenty of water, avoid the heat, or try to beat the heat as best as possible, especially for you guys living in the South. And yeah, until next time, guys. Have a good one.